Wow, it's been a while since I've stood in front of a camera alone. Hello everyone, it's Alejandro from aka K-Pop, and today I'm going to be discussing a major topic that needs to be discussed. It needs to be brought into light because it just happens, and you know, you, the K-pop fan, are the victim of such attacks, and you just don't know how to handle it or how to feel. And I just feel like it needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about. And this is bias ruiners. Bias ruiners, they're out there, they're everywhere. You get into a group, you have a bias, you think it's okay and dandy, and all of a sudden you look to your left and boom, they're there. They're there and they're watching you. They are set to destroy you and to ruin your life, to make you question why you even you're biased in the first place. And it's just a feeling that you're just overwhelmed at one point and you're just like, what am I gonna do? But honestly, I'm gonna be talking about this because it happened to me recently. It's happened to me a lot. It's happened to me a lot, but in major cases, it's only happened to me twice, where I've just really reconsidered my whole life, and in one occasion, I've actually changed my bias to my bias ruiner. So let's go on with the first instance. The first instance is the ultimate bias. Your ultimate bias, your number one bias in all of K-pop, the one that you make heart eyes to whenever he pops up on the screen, the one that you think you're gonna marry, the one that you fantasize about, the one that you get all gushy and bubbly inside whenever you see him or her. I'm not discriminating him or her, but in my case it's a him. My ultimate bias ever since I got into K-pop was Chanyeol. When I first saw Chanyeol, it was on Roommate. Actually, that was my first big exposure to K-pop culture, or, you know, Korean music kind of stuff, because of all the different artists that were on the show. When I first saw Chanyeol, that was it. I fell in love. It was love at first sight. I promise you, all I knew was Chanyeol. My background changed to Chanyeol. My computer screen changed to Chanyeol. I was looking up pictures of Chanyeol left and right and left and right, and I just didn't know how to feel. I didn't know what these feelings were, and then I made K-pop friends here in South Florida, and they were like, oh, he's your bias. And I'm like, a bias? What's that? And he's been my ultimate bias till about last year, I believe. Last year or this year, late last year, early this year, one of the two, where Wonho of Monsta X just decided to drop in. You know, Wonho was always my bias in Monsta X, ever since No Mercy. I've been with Monsta X ever since No Mercy, and Wonho has just been my bias. He has been there, and he's just made me a really emotional person, especially when he cried about his mom on No Mercy. That's how I knew he was my bias. Slowly, he just started climbing his way to the top. He's passed other biases, and I'm just like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? And then one day, you know, I just sat down to think about it, and I started watching videos of Wonho, and then I started watching videos of Chanyeol, and I'm just like, oh my god, I think my ultimate bias is changing. It was just a really weird occasion for me, because I always said that no matter what, Chanyeol would always be my ultimate bias, and from one day to the next, that completely changed, and I was like, I can't believe this had happened. I can't believe I let this happen to Chanyeol. And even though he's not my ultimate bias anymore, he's my number 2 bias, and I still have a shit ton of his merch. Let's fast forward, let's fast track to recently, where my second occurrence of a bias ruiner completely ruining me happened, and that was with GOT7. Yes, GOT7. You guys know me for being the biggest GOT7 fanboy. I just love them so much. I love all the members. I love all their music. I have a complete collection of their albums, of their photo books, of their posters, you name it, I have it. GOT7 has been with me since I first got into K-pop, and I just fell in love with those boys, and honestly, their music has helped me through some tough times, and I just have very special memories with GOT7, especially when I saw them down here in GOT7 Miami. Woo! So just the other night, I was watching some videos of GOT7, and then I fell asleep, and you know, it just so happens that I dream about GOT7. And I was very confused because I almost never dream about K-pop. Like, K-pop dreams just don't come to me naturally. I've had like a total of 2, maybe 3 K-pop dreams in the amount of time I've been into K-pop. So they're not that common. In my dream, I interacted with a lot of them in a very friendly way, in a very like close-knit friendship kind of thing, and that's what kind of threw me off at first. I was like, whoa, I'm like super close to GOT7, oh my god. So then Mark comes along, and this is the first time Mark shows up in my dream. So Mark comes along, he sits next to me, and we start getting like really close, like uncomfortably close. Well, it's not really uncomfortably close, but I just didn't know what was happening. I was like, oh my god, what? So, you know, we start taking pictures of each other, and we start like writing messages on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. And in my dream I was like, oh my god, I can't wait till my got7 following sees this. I'm so stupid. But, you know, one thing leads to another, and we start cuddling. And I won't get into much detail about this dream because I just feel uncomfortable talking about the level of deepness this dream went into, and I just don't want to put something as intimate as this on such a public platform, but I'll go into it very briefly. So yeah, that happens, and I was so confused, and then the dream just kept progressing, and I just kept getting even more confused, and then Yugyeom just disappeared from my dream. Who's a Yugyeom? I didn't know. And then I woke up, and I was just like, oh my god, I think I let Mark Twan ruin me. But that's not the case. Yugyeom is still my bias in got7. But Mark is right there. Mark climbed his way, and him and JB are like right here right now. Because for me, it's like Yugyeom, JB, and Mark right here, and then Jinyoung right below them. I don't even know. I don't even know how to act. I don't even know how to feel. Because I see pictures of Mark, and I make heart eyes. I screenshot it, I save it, I make it my background for a little bit, then I switch back to Wonho. But it's just so difficult for me because I sit here and I think about Mark, and then I'm just like, man, Mark is such a great guy. Mark is so awesome. Mark. I just felt like making this video just to kind of give you guys an insight as to who I am, because sometimes I feel like I'm a mystery online, even though you guys pretty much know me if you guys watch my videos. But yeah, I just decided to do this cute little video just to talk about something that happened to me, just because I know that a lot of people go through that struggle about bias ruiners and biases not being biases anymore because of bias ruiners, and I just felt like sharing this experience with you guys. If you guys have ever had an instance like this happen to you where you have a bias and a bias ruiner just ruins you completely and you've changed your bias, or if you've had a dream where it's not your bias and you just feel a certain kind of way when you wake up, leave it in the comment section down below. I want to hear your guys' experiences with bias ruiners, because honestly, it's an attack. It's an attack, and I will not stand for this anymore, and it needs to stop. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.